Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Toon Review for tonight's show, which is, of course, previewing the FA Cup clash with Aston Villa at Villa Park tomorrow evening. Can we move into the fifth round of the Cup? There's been a lot of debate. Should we concentrate on Champions League? Should we concentrate on FA Cup and League, etc.? Eddie said he wants to give this Cup a good go, so we will see. Hopefully we will play a little bit better away from home and build on what we did at Spurs the other night, but we shall see. But I am joined tonight by everybody, and we've got Alex, we've got Lady Sam, and of course we've got Billy. Good evening.
Good evening, and good evening to the Toon Review Massive, the Magpie Massive, and the rest of you stupendous, outstanding, fantastic, magnificent people out there in Viewerland.
I thought you were going to say stupid people out there.
So did I. I don't know why. I thought, oh God, he's going to say something different tonight.
He's gone rogue, people. He's gone rogue.
Yeah, he's gone heel. He's turned heel. But anyway, if you do enjoy the show, as usual, smash that like button for us, folks. And if you are new and you like what you see, do subscribe. We are only around, let me double check here, we're 69 subs. Hey! 69 subs away from 47,000. So we are very close, folks. So thank you and welcome to all our recent new subscribers to the channel. You can become a member, of course, if you hit that join button underneath us. There is more prizes to give out next week, guys. Some really good ones as well. And, of course, super chats are available, which is the $ under the live chat, which will also guarantee to get your comment read out on the show. Right. Let's begin, because obviously, as you know, I've been away. And
You have
but I've had a... I know, Billy. I like to keep these things quiet, mate. But I've had a bit of contemplation time, shall we say?
That's dangerous.
About the situation at Newcastle and going on about Eddie Howe and things like that. And do you know what? I've been digging today as well, and I found a really good interview from an ex-Newcastle United player talking about Eddie Howe. That is coming up very soon in the show.
Right, is this man got a bald head, bunny chance?
No.
Because there's a fantastic Under the Cosh with John Joe Shelby.
Yeah, it's not Shelby. It's not Shelby. But we've also got a clip of Eddie talking to what's his face on TNT? The sort of German Canadian Englishman. What's his face?
Owen Hargreaves.
That's him. About the Newcastle fans and what they mean to him and the club itself. And I'm willing to give Eddie now till the end of the season. I want him to turn this around. I have to say, when I've sat there and I've looked back at things I've said and the criticism and all of this, and I'm looking at it thinking,
you bastard.
Sorry. But just the way I'm feeling, I just think maybe, he's not going to get sacked anyway before the end of the season. There's no way that's going to happen. I think we're all in agreement on that. That's just not going to happen. So why not just support the bloke till the end of the season and see where we finish? That's the way I'm looking at it now. Will I still be doing anyway? I think that's but will I be critical of him if he makes mistakes? Absolutely. That's what we're here to do. That's
it's exactly the same as it was before he went away. Then that's what we're all doing.
But I'm not sitting here going Eddie out. I'm not in that camp. So I'm not there. I'm contemplation is great, Billy, under the sun in the Zen garden by the pool. You tend to have a bit more sort of quiet time and a bit more thought, before you sit in front of a camera and rant and rave and things like that. So yes, Joe, you are correct. The
rat himself, the original rat.
The original rat, indeed. However, you might not think that when you listen to what he says about Eddie Howe. Look, guys, I don't know where Sam. Obviously. Are you with Billy? Are you still in the out camp? Do you think he can turn it around? After the game the other night.
Yeah, and just to be clear, yes, Eddie out. But I don't think that means for a moment that we don't support him in terms of we want the club to do well. We want the team to do well. Do I think that he could sustain the standard he currently has us? Yes, because he's proved it since he joined here. It's a cycle approach, in my personal opinion. Do I think he's trying to get us to the next level? No, and that's why I would like to see a change in management. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Plus, we have a bone to pick with you, young lady. We all saw your little soiree on Finalysis with Mr. McIntyre. Yeah. A lot of people were not happy with you for going with Haaland over Shearer, but then it was very brave of you to stick to your guns when Alan came on the screen. How shocked were you, by the way, when he appeared?
I mean, initially I was like, is that me da? But luckily, no. no, it was not. I think you could tell by my reaction that was complete surprise. That was genuine reaction. We had no idea that was going to happen. In fact, I almost cancelled appearing on that. So I'm pretty pleased that I still went.
Well, at least you were asked, Sam. You know, some of us weren't, but balls to that.
Oh, well, let's not get into that.
I'm not bitter about it at all, to be fair.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a great experience. I got to speak to Alan Shearer, and happy days. And you think for a second I would change my mind that easy using for Alan Shearer? No.
Hell yes! the legend himself is sitting in front of you.
Nah, I'm obviously not as fickle as you, Paul, switching sides.
Yeah, baby. Fuck off. That is no. You can fuck off and all, Billy, because quite frankly, I'm where I am, right? And I'm
on the soundboard for that, Paul.
No, I'll tell you what, right? When I was away and I saw Eddie's interview after the Brentford game, that hurt me as a fan. It hurt me to see him so down. I pretty much think that every Newcastle fan would probably have felt the same when they listened and watched that interview after the game against Brentford. Because if you weren't emotional watching that and then having a good think about saying, do you know what? This man is doing everything. He's doing everything for this football club, right? He really is. And like I say, I'm going to stop banging on the Eddie Howe drum and just concentrate on supporting him and the team through the rest of the season. And I just hope that the results can pick up and the performances can pick up. That's the question that I've always had in my own head, is if, like Sam's just said there, can he turn it around? Is he capable of turning this around and getting the best out of the players? That's what I want to see. And what I saw against Tottenham was a lot more fight and desire in these players to get the result. Was it a perfect performance? No. Were Spurs absolutely abysmal? Yes. But a win's a win at the end of the day, and wins gain you morale, gain you confidence, and hopefully we take that to Villa tomorrow and onwards.
Hey, Paul, it's a very human reaction from you, I've got to say.
Thank you.
No, I didn't mean it as a good thing, actually.
You bitch. What the fuck?
Just hear us out, man. But take emotion out of it. Like, it's like one away win and a sad Eddie at a press conference. Like, if you took that out of it and it was an arsehole, like an Arteta at a press conference, would you feel differently? I believe you would.
Look, but that's irrelevant. This is Eddie. And this is Eddie who's been with us for since the takeover. So look, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. And look, I'm still questioning him. Absolutely 100% questioning him. Because can he turn it around is the big question I've asked for weeks now. But I'm just at the point now where I think, whatever bandwagons, and listen, the fans arguing all over the place. I've seen another YouTube channel call out another one today. It's pathetic. It is fucking pathetic to call. We're all Newcastle United fans at the end of the day, right? And I listened to, unfortunately, I had the pleasure of listening to that bell-end Luke Edwards on another podcast. And I can't, he's such an arrogant twat, that man, that he just wants to cause trouble in the fan base. We all know that. And we've seen it for donkey moons now. But I'm sick of all the infighting between Newcastle United fans. And I think we all just need to get to pull together now to to support Eddie and the lads through the end of the season, and what will be at the end of the season will be. That's the way I'm seeing it now.
Fine, the emotion did come after the interview after Brentford, where the first time he actually admitted a bit of responsibility.
Yeah.
But he's then gone to Spurs and beat the worst Spurs side in living memory.
Yeah.
And during that 90 minutes, his in-game management was nothing short of awful, to be fair. Some of those substitutions he made were absolutely rank bad. Leaving the most tired player on the pitch and bringing off the freshest one made no sense whatever.
I did say that last night on the fan forum. That was the one thing that I questioned, was taking Ramsey off instead of Willock.
Well, it was more than, you know.
Yeah, but Billy, we won the game. You know, at the end of the day. Yes, they were shit. But at the same time, we were a bit better than we've been in previous games.
We were a bit better. Yeah, we played a bit better football. But at the end of the day, had that been, Fulham or an Everton or something like that, no one got to win that game.
You two are saying exactly the same sets of information, but Paul's saying it with a positive spin and Billy's saying it with a negative spin. It's just interpretation.
I guess
saying the same things.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for being the voice of reason yet again.
Well, there wasn't a compliment to either of you. I'm just saying.
I didn't think it fucking would be, mate. Don't worry about that. Look, I just want to support Eddie and the team till the end of the season. And like I say, whatever happens in the summer happens. But I think right now, as a Newcastle United fan, I want us to do well for the rest of the season, because I know in my own heart that Eddie will not be fired on, the rest of the season. Despite the results, he won't be. So it's no point talking about it. What we need to talk about is hopefully getting behind them and seeing a turnaround where we can finish as high as possible. We have a good FA Cup run. We get as far as we can in the Champions League. And then just see what happens at the end of the season, because I'm sick of the infighting. You go on social media, it's all over the place. People arguing with each other about this and that. I'm fucking fed up with it, to be honest. I really am.
Man City away's reaction video.
Look, to be fair, Paul, if we hadn't won that Spurs game, I've been Eddie in this entire time.
You have?
Entire time. But for the first time ever, I said, well, if he can't pick up a win for the rest of Feb, I do worry for him long term. And I said that, but I was still Eddie in. But because he's got the Tottenham win, I think that's it now. Unless he goes on another 5 or 6 loss streak and loses the next derby, then question marks could start appearing again. Because you can't just lose indefinitely. There's got to be a line somewhere for every manager. But
I don't think that line is sacking him during the season, Alex. I don't think it
never was there, was it?
Yeah, but there's a point where it would be untenable, right? We're only on 36 points. So there would be a, oh my God, we've got to press the button. There is a line somewhere. I don't think we're ever going to get near that line, but that does exist. We can't just lose every single game between now and the end of the season, surely.
I think it depends on where we finish. If we finish in the European place, I think it'll be fine. If he doesn't, I think he's in the shit.
Yeah. But look, I'm trying to put a balanced view on this, right? Because I've had time to think about it. I haven't, when I've been away, I haven't been doing videos, haven't been on the lives. And I've just decided that at the end of the day, just be a bit more level-headed than scream at the camera saying, oh, fucking Eddie this and Eddie that. The players as well have to take some responsibility. The owners, the whole club has to take responsibility. And I'm just going to see what happens. Will I rant and rave if we get beat if players play shit? Yes, I will.
Could be tomorrow.
Of course I will.
I mean, you're doing it and we won, to be fair. So,
but look, the fact of the matter is, I thought we were better at Tottenham. Yes, Tottenham was shit. I mean, they are the worst side I've seen in a long time, by the way. But we keep saying that we need something to build on, Sam. Was that not something to build on?
An away win was something to build on. For sure it was. And, the celebrations afterwards, like you can't help being happy for the man, for the individual, for our manager, Eddie, Hall of Famer Howe. You can't get over it. And I want to see this team do well. I want to see him do well. My point is, I'm Eddie Howe because I'm ambitious and I want to see this club reach the potential which I think it's capable of. That's pretty much the whole 2 cents in it. But I do just want to say something, because Paul, you're absolutely right. Like, I'm getting WhatsApps from people saying like, hey, it's awful on social media. I'm not on it very often, so I'm sort of out of it a little bit. But I know a lot of our like friends are getting quite a lot of backlash from stuff. All of us, we've got different opinions, have managed to have quite an adult conversation about this. So it's such a shame that it can't actually happen elsewhere, and it's just somebody's opinion. It doesn't matter if you're how in, how out. It's like, are you supporting the team?
By the way, I got the I said this on the show last night. I got the shock of my life when I got on the plane to come home. I'm sitting there talking to Susan, and then Matty walks past from the Magpie channel with his lass and the little one. Yeah. And I thought, what you doing here? Well, obviously on holiday, like both of us were like, oh. Now he's one that's been shown up on social media for having talking about Newcastle and stuff. It's bullshit, right? I think we're all Newcastle fans, and even if you're already in, already out, there isn't a Newcastle fan, or there shouldn't be a Newcastle fan, who wants us to lose a football match. And that's what's really angered me, seeing people on social media, I hope we lose this game so Eddie's under more pressure or Eddie can get sacked. Yeah. I think that's fucking pathetic.
I asked that question the other night, didn't I?
Well, he did, yeah. Alex did say it, but I can't believe there's people saying that.
It's unbelievable. I mean, if you're a Newcastle fan and you're wanting the team to lose, and a good point there from Niall, you support the team, not the manager. You're not supporting Eddie Howe in the game. You're supporting the team. And look what it means to some of those players. You saw Lewis Hall after the Brentford game, almost in tears. He'd given everything. Man, he was in a bad mood for what had happened, prior to the final whistle. But at the same time, you can see what it means. And what I loved about the end of the game at Spurs, there seems to still be that camaraderie there. The fact that they're pushing the manager forward to get the applause from the fans as well. And Eddie with the fans, that's what it's all about. That's what I want to see much more of. And whether we can or not, that's the big question. That is the huge question. But time will tell, I guess. But listen, this is a little clip from Eddie talking to TNT about the Newcastle fans and what an amazing bunch of supporters they are.
Can you talk a little bit about the fans? I remember we came up here once with Bayern Munich, had a pre-season friendly. It was sold out. And I remember Uli Hoeneß, our president at the time after the game, said that's the best pre-season friendly he's ever had. It was even a friendly. Obviously, you have an amazing connection with these fans. I think they're really special up here. They offer something really unique.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, your story there. I think that's common, because I think the passion and the support here we get is unprecedented. So for pre-season friendlies,
we were all blown away. Even the players were like, is this a friendly?
Yeah, they don't really see them as pre-season friendlies. They're games, and any game that Newcastle are playing in, the supporters want to come and watch, and they want to come and watch with the passion that they show in a league game. So it's a unique area. I think the passion for football is unprecedented, and I think that's why we love playing at home. We love trying to showcase our best skills to our supporters. We love trying to give them the entertainment that they want. It's a challenge, and of course you've got to try and continue to evolve and sort of hit the demand that we face and the pressures that we face. But I think the players have done that really well, and yeah, as I say, we love playing in front of this group of supporters.
So he's still got the drive by the looks of things, Alex, and saying that they want to perform in front of the fans. I mean, what did you make of that?
I mean, what I was just going to say, yeah, he knows the truth, and we know the truth. It's, and obviously Owen Hargreaves does as well. It's just one of those things. He was always going to say that. I think it's well timed. I don't know when this was recorded. I don't know if it's one of those that was recorded.
I think it's pre-recorded for the show tomorrow, Alex. I think that's part of it anyway. A little clip of it. I think that'll be on TNT.
Potentially, I think it's good. It's good because there's been a lot of nonsense. I mean, just to echo your comments, we just can't let certain aspects of the media drive a wedge between the fan base and our relationship with the club, which they're currently doing. And
I'm pleased you brought up Luke Edwards the other night, by the way, Alex, about the
I brought up everybody.
militant fans. I think that was fucking disgusting, by the way.
It's three of them. And look, we've had Keith Downey on the channel. We've got respect for him. We've had conversations with him before, but he did have a video about it as well. He was a lot more respectful with it, but he still referenced it. So he mentioned disrespectful fans. Luke Edwards said we were militant fans. And Lee Ryder said, talking about armchair fans, all the same sort of message about people kind of just trying to get rid of Eddie or possibly negative. There are varying levels of disrespect in all of the sentiment towards the fan base or a section of the fan base. And I'm Eddie in, and I'm defending the people that are Eddie out, because everybody's allowed their opinion on their own club and who they support. And I don't think it's right to drive a wedge between fans and the fans between the club as well, because we are closer to the club than the journalists are. Just because they get a shiny press pass doesn't mean that, you know, most of us here have supported the black and white since we were quite small, and it's a lifetime thing. It's something you grow up with, and we can't let that happen. So, and that interview is just Eddie going just as normal as it is. So we just got to take it with a pinch of salt and ignore that and not fight amongst ourselves, because it's getting critical now, because we're going to have more bumps in the road this season. We've got a lot of players injured. Bruno might be out with the hamstring. There's going to be more losses. There's going to be more tears. It's going to happen.
Yeah. And
whether it's good or bad, we've got to be on the same page.
Sam, I haven't had your opinion on what we've been talking about there with the journalists. And Luke Edwards was on the other podcast, was talking about, you know, being paid to watch Newcastle, and it's such an arrogance about him. But calling militant fans and armchair fans for, you know, this armchair thing, you know, genuine people sometimes can't go to the games, don't have the money to afford a season ticket, live far away. Does that make them less of a fan than somebody that goes to the game every week?
Well, I think a good barometer would they be saying the same thing about Liverpool fans or Man City fans? Like, that would be the barometer for me. And no, I don't think they would be saying things like that. I think this is we can talk down to you because you've been playing above your station and we want to keep you where you are. Like, genuinely, I feel like some, not all, but I feel like some members of the accredited press do behave that way towards us as a club.
Billy, what do you reckon?
Well, Liverpool wouldn't get that.
No.
When Arnie Slot was under pressure for their poor start to the season, the general sentiment was, but it's Liverpool. There's always going to be a point where, you know, because of the status of the club, where you've got to do it. You know, they would always back the club and the fan base and the history, and always give them the benefit of the doubt. At no point did I see from the media Liverpool fans are a disgrace. Liverpool fans are being disrespectful. Look what Arnie Slot's done. I didn't see any of that. That never happened.
No,
it wouldn't either. And with Luke Edwards, I mean, the day that, I mean, he's never had much credibility, but the day he lost all credibility was the day that he backed a rival bid to the Saudis buying the club from a man that didn't exist.
Yeah.
Mr. Henry Maurice.
Henry Maurice, yeah, I remember that.
So as soon as once he did that, I mean, come on, just an absolute...
Made a fool of himself, didn't he? Made a fool of himself. But I just think it's disgraceful calling fans militant and armchairs, and just disgraceful. A few super chats have come in. We've got one from Sean. Bingo, full house, fabulous hosts. Connor says, good to see all four of you. Great stuff. Rackstar says, great. TTR, foursome. How are the lads? Chippers, does Lady Sam still prefer Haaland over Shearer? Chris, a member for 8 months, says, can't see us having a good run coming up. And we lose to Sunderland at home. He will be gone. The fans will. Unfortunately, he's on borrowed time.
What about if he wins every game in between?
If those things happen,
Cup?
Yeah. But can we not
if we win all the Premier League between now and the derby, then he doesn't get sacked for losing the derby. It's just going to be very angry fan base.
But listen, the derby is, you know, in March. Let's just worry about that when it comes up. Toon Lad's a new member. Thank you very much. Dave says, got my Billy Bob t-shirt today. Billy, your dashing good looks will now be seen all over Exeter and Devon.
So the English Riviera's lost a bit of credibility there.
By the way, if you do want your Billy Bob shirt, guys, head off to the toonreview.com. There it is. We are working on one for myself, Alex, and of course Sam. So they will be available very, very soon. But at the moment, Billy Bob's selling like hotcakes. So if you want your Billy Bob
t-shirt, Where's bought one, Paul?
I don't think he has. No. But there you go. The toonreview.com. Your Billy Bob t-shirts are there now. And they have been selling really well. So get them in. They're only going to be available for a limited time. Noble says Luke Edwards does spirits and JD trying on trainers. Paul Spence says, loved seeing Murphy pushing Ramsey forward as well, despite his own struggles finding form. The bedwetter happy clapper war needs to end. Yep. Andy says, I support the badge, the black and white, the cathedral, and the city itself. Players and managers come and go. Evening, by the way. Peter says, do you think that after the summer signings, we should operate a transfer policy where Ross Wilson brings in the players and Eddie coaches them?
Well, that's what his job is, so yes.
Is that just not a standard way of working?
Do you, not,
Yes,
do you also think that we should play a centre forward and a winger at winger? I mean, I think that's a good idea. And a goalkeeper in goal, that'd be a good idea too.
Oh,
Maybe
wow.
not a centre half at left back.
No, definitely
There's
not.
loads of these. We could go all night. If you've got concussion, don't stay on the pitch. If
Peter, you've got a
punctured
degree
lung,
in stating
don't
the
stay on
bleeding
pitch.
obvious, mate.
Yeah, listen, one thing he was asked about in the press conference this morning was the fact that, Bruno staying on after he'd asked to come off. And Eddie admitted that he had no midfielders. Now, somebody came back at me in the comments from my earlier video today and said, Bruno came off as soon as he was injured.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
No.
He absolutely didn't, because
No, he didn't,
he signalled that he needed to come off, but they didn't bring him off. And Eddie admitted today that it was because he had no midfielders. And I think it was, did Voldemar go into midfield, I think, eventually? And he was then asked, is there a possibility that Voldemar could move into midfield?
He looked like a fish in a skateboard in midfield, to be fair to him. I felt sorry for him, actually.
But he said there's a chance, because there is a chance of that happening, because he then went on to say that we've asked Nick Voldemar to play a lot deeper, even when he's been a number 9. And I'm thinking, well, there's the problem right there. You're asking him to play deeper.
I think we're
Get him
stretching
forward.
that a little bit. I think it was just about, can he play multiple roles, and it wasn't, is he going to be a midfielder? Oh, well,
No,
That
it was
wasn't
multiple
quite
roles,
what it was.
absolutely. But just put him as a fucking number 9.
I've had multiple roles in my life.
Yes.
Sausage rolls, kebab rolls.
Billy's now salivating, ladies and gentlemen. Magpie 50, member for 6 months. Good to see the foursome. I would like Eddie to go on his own, but I'm all for giving him a chance to sort it out. I think PIF have said Champions League is a must. Well, we don't know. We don't know what Eddie's been given at the start of the season as for positions.
Didn't David Hopkinson say something like, there wasn't exactly targets right now, but there was that 5-year plan to 2020-30 to win the league.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting.
Well, it was to be competing for everything and be one of the top clubs in the world
by 2030 as well, that he said.
Yeah.
So it's
a hell of an ask. It's a hell of an ask. Rockster says need merch with the dancing cows.
Hard to portray dancing on t-shirts, to be fair.
Well, there's a dancing emoji, and you know what it is. That flamenco folk.
Yeah,
that was my emoji impression. Did you enjoy
That
that?
was awesome, Sam. That was awesome. Yeah.
Pointy chin.
Dear me. Sean says idea for Alex's t-shirt, plain white, titled Alex's Tattoo.
Sounds good.
Ooh.
Yeah, indeed.
Ooh.
Anyway, before we look at Aston Villa, we're going to play this interview now with a certain ex-Newcastle player called Ryan Fraser. He's talking to the Australian journalist about Eddie Howe. And this is what he had to say.
Your old club, the supporters didn't really understand why you're leaving to go to Bournemouth.
Not everyone can see in hindsight, and I sort of knew what Eddie Howe was like. They were on like a 13-game unbeaten run in League One. Eddie Howe was like coming to me and saying, I want you to come down with us. This is how we're going to play, and this is how I want to develop my players. And as a young lad, when you're seeing a manager wanting to develop players, it's not all about the game day win. For being such a young player, that's sort of how I wanted my career to progress. I wanted a man and a manager and a friend to be like, I'm going to make you a better player. And that was the main reason why I went to Bournemouth, to be honest with you, just so I could be with him. When I was at home, sort of my mum and dad done everything for me. Yeah, when I moved down, I had to start to learn how to cook. And do you know what? The club helped me out with that massively. Eddie Howe, again, sort of took me in as a role of a dad figure and sort of helped me with that, anything that I needed, took me out for dinners and stuff like that. And you can see what he's doing now at Newcastle, what he done at Bournemouth. He'll be England manager one day, no doubt, and he just makes everyone better, and he can make any player better, and that's the highest compliment I can give him. He can make any player in this world better.
Except for him.
Well, I mean, he played well for Bournemouth, didn't he? I mean, he did at Bournemouth. I mean, what did you make of that, Sam?
Shining, lovely comments, all great stuff. It doesn't change my mind though, because I need to see the lessons being learnt, and I haven't so far. Like we can keep playing the star reel all we want, but I kind of shift what I actually see with my own eyes.
Mm. When do you need to go?
I need to drop off now.
Okay, no bother. Right, we'll see you soon, Sam.
See you all. Bye.
See you, lady Sam.
Sam's mother is calling her, so she needs to go. Billy, any thoughts on that interview? Are you surprised to hear Ryan Fraser sort of speak about Eddie Howe in such high esteem, given what's been reported between the two?
Yeah, it sounds like he's got a few regrets, and so he should have. Because, I mean, Eddie Howe made him into what he was. He made him a Premier League footballer. I don't think he would ever been a Premier League footballer without Eddie Howe. Mm-hmm. And he treated him like shit. Came to Newcastle, treated Newcastle United like shit, to be honest, also, with his attitude and his behaviour. And then Eddie Howe came in, and obviously they had a bit of beef before. Yeah, I just think he's got a lot of regrets, and he should have, really.
Do you feel the same, Alex? I know you were quite a
fan.
No, he bloody wasn't. He wasn't a fan of Ryan Fraser. What did you make of that interview?
Yeah, I agree with Billy. I think he's got regrets. I think when you look at the trajectory of somebody like Jacob Murphy over the last few years, somebody like Ryan Fraser, obviously ability permitting and his body holding out as well, he could have maybe had a trajectory similar to that. He could have been playing Champions League football. Again, it depends if he could have progressed, which a lot of other players did and have done. So he could have been part of this if he'd got his head down. And we don't know what happened behind the scenes, but he got phased out. He got put down to he had to train with the youth players because is he leaking stuff? There was lots of problems, and obviously he went. We don't know if all of that's factual and exactly what's happened, but at least he's being honest about the earlier relationship, and he's echoed a lot of the comments of other players and other things we've heard about Eddie Howe, so it makes sense. Obviously, he's not been privy to that for a long time. He did go a while ago, and yeah, you two are right. I was not very fond of him at the club for certain reasons because there was a lot of hate against a player that I thought was quite a good player in Alan Saint-Maximin. We had to stifle his development by giving minutes to a player who didn't want to be there and who couldn't get past the 70-minute mark frequently and was very frustrating. So
but I think Billy came out with it the other day when we found out he was moving to Australia. That just says it all. About where his career trajectory has gone.
He's not. He must be 32. He can't be any older than that.
I mean, 150 years ago, all he had to do was kidnap a sheep, and he'd been there on his own accord.
He's 31. Well, I think he's 32 next week. So,
hello, Australia, Zimbabwe.
Oh my goodness me!
He's gone to the Western Sydney Warriors.
What a club!
Yeah. Yep.
What the hell? Like I know some of the A-League clubs, and I don't know them. Are they in the top league?
Yes, they are. Yeah, they're in the A-League. But it's not a bad place to live.
Australia, a fantastic place to live.
No.
Yeah, I mean Sydney's not a
They're
bad place.
currently 12th
Except the
in the
inmates.
A-League.
Billy, will you stop it?
They're
I do
currently
apologise
dead
to all
last.
our Australian viewers, by the way. He's a twat. Just feel free to call him a twat in the chat, guys. I mean, it's.
Paul, they're in the A-League, but they're dead last.
Oh, I know the last, but but
Well, they'll be even lower now.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how if there's any relegation or anything like that. I don't know how it works in Australia. I don't know.
Jet to first. Wee.
Yes. I'm not reading that out. But thank you for your super chat, Noble. Peter Carthwaite says, what I meant was that Eddie wouldn't have a say on transfers. He would be given the players as Chelsea, etc. do.
Well, he's going to have a say in it, but he'll still have a say in it, won't he?
I think he will have a say, yeah.
You're not going to give him players that, fucking hell, who the fuck say I don't want him?
Yeah.
There's going to be a bit of
that. I don't think that
dialogue
works.
between us. Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think. Apparently, there's no relegation, says Baz Down Under. So, I mean, there's really. I mean, if you bottom
rubbish.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's look at our opponents for tomorrow, shall we, Alex? Because we do have a very difficult game at Villa Park tomorrow. Going down to Birmingham, a place Billy is very fond of.
When the wind's in the right place, can smell it from here.
Do you remember Jimmy's comment?
Smells of cheese.
Smells of cheese. That took me by surprise. Go on then, Alex. Let's have a look at the opposition.
Well, we've got the league table up because I think that's relevant to look at first. Because they're third and doing rather well. 50 points is a fantastic return from 26 games. They are going to be really irritated with themselves if they don't get Champions League football. They are being chased down by Chelsea and Liverpool. Manchester United, I think there's a question mark over whether that's sustainable. We'll wait and see. You never know with them because they can be a bit of a joke club quite consistently on and off. So I don't know if that trajectory is solid, whereas Chelsea and Liverpool are certainly chasing them down. And then you've got us riffraff down here making up the rest. So they're in a great position. Defensively, really solid. Only conceded 27 goals in 26 games.
We've got a Villa fan in the chat, Alex. Sharik says it won't be as difficult as you think. Although we are high in the league, we are struggling right now.
Yeah, they've got to
have you watched Newcastle lately, Sharik?
We can have a look at Villa's recent results.
They were better side away from home, that's for certain.
I mean, they did lose against Brentford recently, with Brentford having got a red card as well. They played Salzburg in the Europa League. Obviously, they did rather well against us, so we were rubbish.
Let's move on from that one.
Yeah, they've had a few bumps in the road, considering where they are in the Premier League and how well they're doing. Yeah, a few strange losses. A loss to Aston Villa and a loss to Brentford is probably not the one. I'm sure Aston Villa fans would be considering if they could beat the teams they should be beating, then they might even be slightly higher up the table, which is,
well, if they'd got 3 points against Brentford and Everton, they would have been second ahead of Manchester City. So it could have been a very different story.
I mean, the recent lineup against Brighton is a fairly standard Aston Villa lineup. Watkins up front, Rodgers as a floaty 10, Buendia again as a floaty 10, Sancho is the only recognised wide player there. Onana and David Luiz, of course, they've got him. Douglas, not David. He's not a floppy haired guy. Douglas Luiz. They've got back at the club, so they've got a fairly solid midfield linchpin there. And the back four's been solid for a long time. Martinez, we know. Villa have got a really good recognised side, and they've got.
Christ, I thought that said referee Peter Beardsley there.
Where?
That caught me by surprise. Peter Banks. I thought, my eyes, man. Jesus.
And they've recruited okay in terms of depth. I don't know how Tammy Abraham is going to do. I did keep tabs on Tammy Abraham when he first moved abroad for the first couple of years because we kept getting linked with him, and then I haven't watched him for the last sort of 18 months. I think he had a year out with an ACL as well. So I've not watched Tammy Abraham for a long time. So I've got no good frame of reference for you as to whether we should be scared. Villa fans, is he any good? I don't know. I'm not sure you guys know yet. You'll have to wait and see. But they've got some reasonable depth here with Bailey to come on as a wide player. You've got Barkley. I don't know if he's still reasonable as a squad player.
It doesn't matter. He always plays well against us.
Yeah, he does. He does.
I think Lindelof is a fantastic quality player as a backup for this level. He's great, and I'm sure he's good enough to be starting as well. I think Man United fans just don't understand what quality is. That's why they recruit so many flops. Anyway. Man United catching strays out here.
Indeed.
Other game, this was against Brentford, where they did lose. Tammy Abraham up front, obviously didn't get a goal. It was a similar lineup. Pau Torres as a centre half instead of Mings didn't quite work in this match, but it's going to be a similar lineup against us. I would imagine. I think we've got a predicted lineup here. Yes, we do. So they think it's going to be vaguely like this. So who's missing? Oh. Mr. Cash is back, and Luca Digne. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind Luca Digne playing because he falls asleep defensively sometimes. I've seen a few Villa fans. I know a few Villa fans that have complained about his positioning and effort. Even though he can whip a ball, he's a bit of a pleb with his positioning from time to time. So hopefully, whoever we put on the right can take advantage of that.
Well, apparently, Sharik says Barkley's only just returned from injury. Cash is out, Tielemans is out, Kamara's out, McGinn's out, and Watkins out of form badly, and he thinks they'll rotate heavily. But isn't...
I mean, I do lay odds with that selection because they've got Bruno on our side and he's not playing tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, Emery surely wants a trophy, so surely be taking this quite seriously.
I think he will, but he'll still rotate to a point. I mean... Yeah. There's a few of the Villa fans in the chat saying that Matty Cash won't play. Again, I don't know why SofaScore is suggesting he would. Then apologies there. Huge outcry for Kamara being injured long term because he was really starting to play some really, really tidy football and is probably one of the more underrated midfielders in the Premier League because all we hear from the media all day long is Declan Rice, Declan Rice, Declan Rice. And you've got players like Bruno Guimaraes and Kamara who... I mean, I think our Bruno does get a lot of applause. Kamara not so much. I think he's definitely in that bracket and doesn't get the praise he deserves for quality. So they're missing some really, really big players. Mm-hmm. But so are we. So it's part of the course. Joe Linton and Tino Livramento are really important to us. We are deploying a literal pensioner at right back in footballing terms, who, despite having a good game the other day, I still have question marks over if he can deliver this consistently, especially because Tottenham didn't use a proper wide man. They used somebody with literally the frame of a child in Xavi Simons, just moping around, falling over. So Buendia and Rodgers.
He went as bad as Tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there is one man Villa could possibly bring in tomorrow, guys, who also loves to play against Newcastle United, is a certain Ross Barkley. Who seems to...
I don't think he's going to start. Unlikely he's going to start.
Well, remember when he played for Luton, he dominated us twice.
Yeah, then Everton before that. Everton before that.
Chelsea, whoever he played for. Whoever he played for, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, considering our midfield is likely to be without most of the big hitters and out of form Sandro as well, we're going to have to...
What did you make of Eddie's comments this morning, guys, about Lewis Miley and the fact that he said it's a dead leg, but they think there's muscle damage as well?
I don't know what that means.
3 weeks ago. So.
Yeah, it's a strange one.
I don't know what that means.
A lot of the Villa fans are saying Barkley will start tomorrow.
Saying Barkley's going to start. Well, yeah, if he's the rotation option, then fine, fair enough. I would be happier with Barkley starting because Barkley's not as scary to me as those two. Although he can pull some strings when he's on form.
When he's playing well, he can run the game.
Of course he can. Of course he can. But
I think he's got more in his locker than Onana has and Luiz has for winning the game.
It's not all about pace either, Billy, is it, with Barkley? He's got the talent to just...
Play pass with the ball, gets himself forward.
You don't need... You've got other coordinators and facilitators of creation further forward in Rodgers and
Bloody hell,
Buendia.
Alex.
They do have more facilitators of creation. You
You don't
My
need.
God.
You don't
How
need
deep are we
so
going on
many
a Friday
wizards.
night here?
Yeah, they've lost John McGinn as well. You don't need as many battering. You don't need that many battering rams.
Barkley's in the battering ram, is he?
creative
He's a technical player, isn't he?
Yeah, but you need both. You need a blend of both. Considering how we play as well,
Do you not mean amalgamation?
an amalgamation.
Will you stop with these big words, please? It's Friday night, for God's sake.
They're gonna need to rotate. A lot of the Villa fans are suggesting that as well. They've not got Matty Cash. They're probably going to bring Barkley in. I mean, who else have they got? Should we? Right. Let's do this properly. Sod what they think is the prediction. Let's have a look at their bloody squad. Who exists? Right. Harvey Elliott put the poor boy. What have you done, Villa, to our poor boy? We wanted him. We'd have played him. Who else we got?
Sign him at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Who's this kid? Have you just signed him, or has he been here for a while? No idea. Is he?
Allison's a decent player. He's a very he's a decent player.
So we could see him possibly as rotation. You've got Lindelof could come in as a rotation option. Digne. It's a lot of the players that has already been suggested. Is that it? Okay, I guess you guys are in a similar position to us.
Lots of goalkeepers.
As I thought. Yeah, we've got lots of goalkeepers as well. I think we're similar. Far more similar than I thought.
They haven't got any 40-year-old ones, have they?
No, they haven't got anybody, doing modelling dressing gowns and things like that.
Guys, do you want to swap? You can have Gillespie and we'll take Marco Bizzo for you. Would want a minor upgrade.
Yeah, get Gillespie a flat in Broad Street and you'll get the best out of him.
Yeah, indeed.
Dear me. Right, should we have a look at some Villa statistics? What are they doing in terms of goal scorers? I mean, interesting. So the two players that play in behind the striker are both got, one's got 8, one's got 5.
Sharik, the Villa fan, who, by the way, seems to be the most unpositive Villa fan I've ever heard in my life. I don't think he's got much good to say about the club, but he said that basically the tactics lately have been give the ball to Morgan Rodgers and let him. That sounds a bit like Steve Bruce and Maxie back in the day.
Consultant.
Yeah.
I mean, they were the first club to throw cabbages at him, so
fair play to
them. Were absolutely fair play. Yeah, rightly so.
So it's the defence that's done it for Villa Premier League data-wise, conceding approximately a goal. I mean, it's not a goal a game, is it? Because it's 27 and 26, which is not one. But they're third best defensively, if we're going to use this metric in the Premier League. So whether they're using Lindelof or rotating a keeper or whatever you're going to say, they're still averaging out as a really, really solid defence. What else are they strong at? Possession, still fairly solid. Clean sheets. Again, I think there's going to be a lot of difference with Kamara and McGinn and a lot of their big hitters. But you could say the same about us as well. XG only down in 12th of 32 goals, so they are running a little bit hot. But again, they've got some high quality players creating some interesting goals. Have we got any standout metrics here? I mean, okay, that's a little bit low. Look at us with our really good at crossing, but really bad at scoring from crosses. We'll say this every week until we improve at it. 3.3 for Villa. So not very direct. I mean, it depends who they decide to go with up front, because now they've got Tammy Abraham in. They could go with either, theoretically. I mean, Villa fans...
Ollie Watkins was bang out of form, yet still he scored against us at St James's, didn't he? Which was typical.
Still, we're winning the crosses and the corners. We always do. Let's go and have a look at... oh, God, what is that? Their last at clearances. Wow. That's interesting. I don't know how to interpret that. Is it? They're not super high for possession. They're like 7th.
Yeah, but is that the clearances that the bottom of that because they don't have to make many of them because they're being defensively good? I don't know. I don't know how that stat would work out.
You can't really figure out why, because it could be so many different things.
Well, they strangled us, didn't they? I mean, once they scored, they went into a low block, and we could get near them, really, could we?
Saves per match is very high. That's weird that they never clear the ball, very rarely, but is that per 90? Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, we've got a lot of Villa fans in the chat tonight, so thank you very much for joining the channel, guys. You know, and they've all been respectful, which is really nice considering, you know, Newton Heath and everybody else when they come into the channel. But it's nice to see them actually making some, actually speaking like adults and having conversation with rival fans. It's really good of them. So
make sure you
welcome,
subscribe, lads.
Yeah, get yourself subscribed. Yeah, indeed. I mean, you know, we do welcome fans of other clubs, of course, when they behave and not be abusive or anything, which the Villa fans in tonight have all been fantastic. So thank you, guys. It's nice to get a Villa perspective as well on the game. Sorry, I'll keep going, mate.
We're both just clubs trying to break the status quo. We're trying to bring two seats to the table and destroy the table, preferably. Fouls per match and yellow cards. I mean, they're quite far down the list. And 38 yellow cards. I'm pretty sure 37 is probably John McGinn. So largely quite a clean team. One red card so far this season. So yeah, they're not the dirtiest. I'm Chelsea with 5 red cards. Christ. So yeah, I mean,
has Miley's dead leg had a proper burial?
Yeah, it is a bit weird, isn't it? I've lost the fixture. Where's it gone? Here it is.
Yes, by the way, the chat is subscribers only anyway, Billy, so they have to be subscribed to comment. Yeah.
Well done, lads, for subscribing.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, brilliant.
I don't know why, but I'm not. I know we're not playing very well, and I agree with Billy's sentiment that although it was a better performance against Spurs, if we produce that same performance against any other Premier League team, we don't win that game. If we produce the same level of display against a Burnley or a Fulham, we don't win. I think we just played the worst team in the league form-wise, and they played really badly. So I am concerned. However, I for some reason, I'm a little bit more optimistic about this Villa side because...
Well, it's going to be a much tougher game, no matter what Villa put out. It is going to be a much tougher game. Nobody can be as bad as Spurs. Jesus wept.
Put my finger on it, but I just feel like that there are things we've got to be very careful of because it's likely that Morgan Rogers is going to play, and if he doesn't, you've got Buendia and others. I think we need to be very careful because we've been historically terrible at dealing with floaty players or a 10 or a player that plays between the lines, whether it's been a Wilson or for Fulham or anybody else, anybody that plays with a reasonably competent 10 or somebody that floats, we can't hack it. We absolutely can't hack it. They pull us to bits. We've not got athletic enough players to deal with it. And by that, I just mean pace. We just let them go. So Rodgers terrifies me against how we're playing at the moment. The wide players, we're just going to have to deal with it. I trust Lewis Hall. I don't trust Kieran Trippier at the moment. Again, I love Kieran Trippier, but his age. Eddie Howe has said as much in his press conference. He's 35 and he's having to do this. It's a bit unfair on him, but sorry, Kieran, I've just got to judge what's in front of me. You in a foot race against Buendia every 5 minutes really scares me. It just does. And Digne's going to overlap well and has a good left foot if Digne plays. So they've definitely got really good weapons. If we can contain them, I don't know. I think we've got a chance. We've definitely got a chance.
Well, come on then. Let's put a team together, shall we? And see what that looks like. Anybody got it? Well, Anthony Gordon's in the handbag.
Yeah, because he was the last time I did this.
Oh, okay.
Right, Hall. I'm sorry, mate. You've got to play this. You're not getting rested again. Surely Dan Burn gets dropped for this game.
Will he not? Will he go 5 at the back?
I hope not, because if he has an injury to centre half, he's going to go to 4 anyway. So I'd like to see Chow get a rest.
So who do you play right centre back, Billy? Botman or Burn?
Either. Doesn't really matter.
Botman's not been good at right-sided centre half. I don't think.
I don't want to see us go 5 at the back. I think, judging by what a lot of the Villa fans have said tonight, we should really try and go for it tomorrow. And with Villa being a bit out of form, they've got a lot of injuries. Maybe it's our chance to go there, play 4 at the back, go at them, and try and get the win.
I'd like to see Gordon play at centre forward again. I would.
Really?
Against Mings, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm not sure, Billy.
It can't happen. It can't happen.
We've got to play a striker tomorrow. We have to.
I just think Mings will be able to eat Voltemada up, and I think the same with Wissa. So I think that Gordon's the only one that can really get him.
Not if we get plenty of support around Voldemar.
Well,
if we get plenty of support around him, then, you know.
But if we do that, we leave ourselves open to counter-attacks, don't we? So.
Well, that's the other flip side of the coin, isn't it?
Yeah, Willock and Ramsey, they'll definitely play.
Oh, absolutely. That'll be the
too many players now. If we're going to play a 3-man midfield with 5 at the back, then you're going to have it'll be a little and large, which means Voltemada starts with a runner
who should be Gordon.
If you want to do it this way,
which would be Gordon.
Well, it could be Alanga. You could use Alanga in the same way, but he probably trusts Gordon more, so it might end up looking like this, and then it will drop into that. But
if you were only good, if you were going 5 at the back, guys, would you, out of the 3, for me, the way it's going at the minute, and then we were only going to go with a 2, it would be Ramsey and Willock for me, and Tonali would be on the bench.
No, you can't do it. Absolutely can't do it.
You can't go with 2 against the Villa lot.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I would prefer 4 at the back instead of the 5, so we can play the 3.
Well, you can still play 3 there, can't it?
I mean, you can't.
It'll be a 5-4 in defence anyway.
You can't play the 2, Willock and Ramsey. Not because Villa would outnumber us, but because those 2 alone are not the right profile of midfielder to put in front of a back 4 like that. Both of them have the desire to get forward too much, and they don't have the sitting gene, whatever that is. They can't.
Paul, too negative about our manager and players, guys. Sorry, but support the team. We ain't getting a better manager. Performance is not great, admittedly, but you think we were out of every competition in last. Did you watch the start of the show, Paul?
He said exactly what you've just commented. I've just
said I'd give a whole spiel. I got a bit of flack for it, but I did. I said it's time to support the team now, the manager and the team through to the end of the season. Give them our support, and then what will be in the summer will be. If you missed the start of the show, Paul, that's how it went. A big spiel. But there you go. Go. Change it to 4 at the back, Alex.
I'd rather go 4 at the back. I think we look as solid with 4 as we do as 5, to be honest. I think it's too many.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
So it's going to be like that, and then it's. I think this picks itself, with the exception of Dan Burn playing or not playing, and then it's a question mark over the front 3 because we've got so many players. Well, no,
get Murphy off. Get him out of there now.
It's not.
Do not even put Murphy in the green. Or Oscar for that matter.
I'm literally.
By the way, did you hear what Luke Edwards said that Wissa is looking a bit chunky?
Did he? I didn't hear that.
I'd hate to see me.
Yeah, he did. He said it on the.
When did he say that?
He said it. He was on True Faith with Charlotte, and he said he's looking a bit chunky, portly. Well, I meant to have said portly, but he definitely said chunky. And I actually agree with him. I think Wissa, he doesn't look fit to me at all. Well, if you look at him last season to what he's looking like now, I don't know. I just think he's not 100% fit for me. Nowhere near.
Right. Well, you one of you was speaking as if it's an open and shut case as who's playing in the front 3, but we've got that many players to choose from. Surely it's not that simple.
I think it'll go Barnes, Gordon, and Lango again. I do, honestly.
What does that say to Waldemar, though? What does that say to
140 million pounds of striker on the bench?
Mate, I
mean, Gordon's played there twice, scored 1 and assisted 1.
Yeah, but Billy,
But think about assisting goals that Wissa and Voltemar have done over the past 2 games, or their last 2 games.
Oh, good shout from Mike, by the way.
Maybe Ramsdale will start.
Yeah, Ramsdale probably will start, yeah.
Well spotted. I kind of want to start Voltemada. I really like him. I want us to start trying to use him properly.
I do.
I think
if he leaves him out again for him playing a winger as a striker again, I mean, Christ, he's devoid of confidence as it is.
Who's he resting for the Champions League game then? Is he going to rest anyone to do?
Do you know what? I'd love to see Asula start up front at Karabakh. Genuinely, I really, I would love to see Asula start.
What will that say to Voltemada and Visser?
Not if Voltemada starts tomorrow, Billy.
What about Visser?
He's shit.
Yeah, but they've signed to play Champions League football.
Yeah, but come on, guys. You know, let's be blunt about it. We can't blow smoke up players' asses when they're not. Visser is absolutely shocking what we've seen from him so far. Nobody can say anything but that.
He has, yeah, but he's been okay in the Champions League. I'd rest Barnes, I would personally. I think he's played way too many games. He needs a rest.
Yeah, I agree with Billy with that one.
And he's been crap, well, not crap, but very, very not his usual self past 2 or 3 games.
If you're resting Barnes, then Gordon does not play up front.
Well, you have to play Gordon Ward left then. And then you bring in whoever you want to send it forward. I just think Mings would handle Voltemada, but we shall see.
I just like that lineup there because I think Voltemada will get... Will you get him off the fucking pitch, Alex? Put him back. Right. What I was going to say was, I think Willock and Ramsey can get up there and support Voltemada.
Yeah, and Willock and Ramsey also.
Get around him. Get around. Who did I say?
Gordon Elanga, Willock and Ramsey. That works.
Yeah, get in and help him. You know.
I don't like the idea of benching the strikers again. We've got to play Visser into some form, or we've got to start trying to figure out how Voltemada works. We can't just keep benching them indefinitely. We have to fix this.
And to rest Barnes, which he needs a rest, then Gordon has to play on the left, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I know that we've pulled this whole let's play the really explosive wingers all at the same time and try and strangle teams and see if we can get it to work. I like that. I think it's fun and it has worked to a degree, but we can't just do that indefinitely. You can't play your trump card every game.
I mean, I did like the 4-3-7 formation. I think we'd win the game.
Well, yeah, definitely. But can I just raise a point that really irritated me from today's press conference? It's to do with this lineup. It's to do with Leo Shahar.
Oh, what Eddie had to say. I was just about to say that, Alex, but I'll let you take a bit.
He was asked.
It's the same old bullshit.
I can't remember exactly how it was worded from whichever journalist said it. And it was a good question. And Eddie's response in regards to Leo Shahar playing was he's doing well, he's progressing well, he's developing well, yada, yada, yada. And he will make the call when he thinks he's ready.
Which he said about every other youngster.
But the way that use of the word ready implies to me that he does not think he's ready at the moment. So why is he on the bench? He's on the bench.
To be fair, he did say that a while back as well, though. So when is he going to be ready? He said that a few months ago about Shahar and Neve, to be fair. But
that means he considers an emergency. He would rather play Tonali as a right back or Jacob Murphy as an emergency left wing back than give Leo Shahar 10 minutes. And I get that if you've got to be ready, you've got to be ready. But are we all, honestly all going to sit here and say that he's not competent enough to play 10 minutes at the end of a game when people just can't run?
Well, he could have played for half an hour against Man City. It was a game that was done. Made no difference.
Has Elanga turned it around? I'm not sure. He's better, but it was a very low bar. But he is getting better. I will say that.
No, he has looked good in recent games, but he needs to keep it going. But I just don't understand the Leo Shahar thing. Like, if you'd have, there's no reason why you couldn't have subbed him on for 5 minutes at the end or for 10 minutes at the end in a few of these situations, and then he's got a bit of confidence, a little bit of experience. I don't know. I
agree, Alex. I think we all agreed on that because Billy said that many times, and so have I during commentary. We've all said it. You know, why doesn't he bring them on for 10 minutes? The way Trippier played against Brentford, could Shahar be any worse?
No.
Be honest. Could he be any worse than what Trippier played against Brentford?
No.
No, absolutely not. Well, yeah, but Trippier was the same against Man City and against Liverpool. But there's an argument that Leo Shahar would have done worse but again, we don't watch him, so it's hard to know. But I just think, not as a starter.
Well, that's always going to be the argument, isn't it? It's always going to be the argument that we don't see them in training.
But if he's not ready, why is he on the bench?
Well, because we've got any other fucking players. That's probably why, Alex.
But then we should have purchased one or loaned one in or done something in the market.
Well, we know that.
Market.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. If you're putting people on the bench you are absolutely not going to use, you don't have a bench. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand anything about our academy. I am completely in the dark. I don't understand why we recruit the players that we do. Half of them have got such a good reputation and we write loads of articles about them and then they disappear into the third tier of Scottish football 2 years later. And then we loan them out to absolute dross in the third tier of the Netherlands and we never hear about them ever again and they're absolutely rubbish. What are we doing? And I don't understand it. The pipeline is not there. And this is
just class. Eddie on Shahar, Leo is doing well. I was watching Finding Nemo with him yesterday and he really enjoyed the film.
And this is not a dig at Eddie Howe specifically. Absolutely not. This is a dig at the club. What are we doing with the youth players?
It has to
What
be
are we
better.
doing?
Yeah.
Yankuba Minte and Elliot Anderson are the only two successful loans we've had in like 4 years.
Yankuba Minte didn't have any time at Newcastle whatsoever, did he? I mean, at least Elliot Anderson did have some coaching.
Yeah, there's an argument that we absolutely had no part in Minte's development. We bought him. We told him to sod off to the Netherlands. And he got a really good footballing education there and became what he was. We had no say in that.
Yeah, he keeps mentioning protecting the youngsters. He uses that word all the time when he talks about them, protecting them. Well, come on,
that's right.
But you've got to take that risk at some point. You've got to see how they can be. 10, like you said, 10, 15 minutes. You know, I'm very confused by what's going on in our academy or what the desire is.
We've rotated director of football and executives far too much. If we'd have done this right 3.5, 4 years ago, we could have had players now that could be helping Eddie in this situation. And we don't.
But one of you made a good point. I don't know whether it was when I was away or before, but one of you made a good point in saying that what is the future of our academy? Because young players will look at the development and see how many youngsters have come through and just go elsewhere.
Two, as far as I can see, in the past how long?
Long time, Billy.
Miley.
Yeah.
Since, how far back we going?
And then he's got a left back in Alex Murphy when our other left back, Lewis Hall, is completely and utterly shagged. When Dan Burn was injured, he gives Murphy like what did he give him about 3 minutes? I mean,
he was mentioning the future of
Paul Dummett, and it is when he was in the U team.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but some of these wasn't Heffernan at Inter, and all these various players like we're poaching players with such high reputations and prospects, and we just need to fix it. We need to fix it. Imagine if we actually get this right now, what we're going to look like in 5 years. Because this is how to beat the big teams. Is you have to be creative. Simon Jordan keeps rattling off every week, which he's right. Is the only way to catch them in the short term now, or in the midterm, is a new stadium. I disagree. Well, I don't disagree with that. That's correct. But there's more. You can get the academy right. Because we've got a hotbed in the northeast. I'm sure most of you have seen all these funny videos online of these little kids opening like football shirts, and they're singing Toon, and their dad's like a Mackham because they prefer Newcastle United because of what we are at the moment. We could literally grow an absolute insane academy force and a pipeline of youngsters to support the club. I don't know.
We forgot about Sean Longstaff, by the way.
Well, I may, to be fair.
Well, that's going back 10 years, isn't it?
I think we need to do more, genuinely. There needs to be massive initiatives all over the northeast, and it just doesn't seem to be a thing.
Before we do our predictions, I'll just finish off some of these super chats and memberships. Nick's been a member for 34 months. Thanks, Nick. Eddie will go with the same 11 he used at Spurs, with possibly Hall replacing Byrne as the only change. Connor says the thing is about Nick is he gets attacked right away, like 4 to 5 men around him. That's why we need people around him, though, to pull those defenders off him. Nick says Eddie's management of our youth is sickening. Spike says protecting the youth into old age. And John makes a great point. Eddie was reluctant to play Anderson. He was. We can't deny that. He was reluctant to play him, and then he goes to Forest and he excels. I think that, but
yeah, but the season he went, we won a cup and qualified for the Champions League. So it was a sacrifice, wasn't it? That we didn't want to make.
Nick says we lost a £100 million player in Anderson because we have a manager who doesn't know or is openly reluctant to use our youth.
No, we lost to play £100 million player in Anderson because we were fucked in PSL.
Yeah, we were screwed.
Eddie wouldn't have told him.
Indeed. Get your predictions in the chat, guys. Let us know how you're feeling. What do you think the score will be tomorrow at Villa Park? Smash them in the chat right now. And Alex, we'll start with you tonight. What is your prediction for tomorrow?
I think we're going to lose 3-1.
Lose 3-1?
You said you were optimistic earlier.
Fuck me, Alex. What's happening in this last...
I'm optimistic about a better performance.
Right.
And I think we will. I think we will put on a better display because of the win and a bit of confidence. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's enough to win the match. I think we'll be in it for a bit. We might get a goal. But I think Villa have just got players in better form at the moment. I'm scared of players like Buendia and Rodgers with the form that they're in. And I just can't. I can't see it. I really hope I'm wrong. We've got good enough players on their day. If 3 or 4 of those lads have a good day, we could win it, certainly. But we've not been turning it on at all in the last 2 months. So,
well, look, the chat are definitely torn because I've seen 2-1s Newcastle, 2-1s Villa, 2-0 Villa, 2-0 Newcastle. There's a lot of split, I think, with the scores. What do you reckon, Billy?
Well, I'm in a win of form. I've got one on the trot light, so.
One on the trot.
On the month to follow. I think we'll win 2-1 again.
Okay. Remember, guys, do not put bets on our predictions. Bet responsibly as well, but do not put bets on our predictions.
First one in 4 years I got right.
Yeah, you did. Because I tell you what I had a look at the other day. Our Premier League predictions. Oh dear God. But we'll. I quickly shut the book and I thought, well, that's getting left till the end of the season. I don't even want to see that again. Again, 2-0 Villa, 4-3, 2-0-0. Well, I can't. If it's 0-0, it's penalties. We'll see. I'm going 3-1 Newcastle. And I'm basing that on our friends from Villa in the chat tonight, talking about their team and how they're feeling. And I'm trying to... I've been swayed a little bit by the Villa fans tonight, so I am going 3-1 to Newcastle, and us into the 5th round.
They're not good at home, Villa, at the minute. They're having a bit of a sticky patch at home. Just watching the show from the start. Love your change of heart, Ari, the Eddie Howe drum banging. I actually stopped my membership because I didn't agree. So well done for taking a positive view. Thank you. It's nice to be praised for being a bit positive for once. I mean, cancelling your
membership. It's not about being positive or negative. It's about making a decision based on the information in front of you.
Yeah, but look, it is what it is. Anyway, that is the end of the show. Thank you to everybody for your contributions tonight, guys, and the Villa fans as well. Thank you for being very sensible fans in the chat tonight, considering it's opposition fans. Absolutely brilliant. Well done to all our usual and all our new subscribers and viewers. Thank you very much. Thank you for all your contributions. Mods, thank you very much as well. And, of course, a big thank you to Billy, Alex, and, of course, Sam. We will be back tomorrow with Matchday Live. We start at 5:15. It's a 5:45 kickoff, of course, so half an hour build-up as usual. It's live on BBC tomorrow. So we should be in sync, guys, which will be nice. So there you go. We are back tomorrow, 5:15. Don't forget, give the show a like if you've enjoyed it. Head to thetoonreview.com for your Billy Bob t-shirts if you want one. And, of course, please do subscribe to the Toon Review YouTube channel, and we will see you again tomorrow. Good night.
I wear the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out the breeze.